Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
And I'm the inspirational Andy Murray from WhatCulture. And remember, Jigglypuff, 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 Jigglypuff.
Coming up, my favourite part of the human body is the labia. But I've got some big news for you about Saudi Arabia.
Can't say that on camera.
You can? Medical.
I've forgotten my rhyme now. Jesus lived in a manger. And the WWE Network is going to be getting changes.
Good, okay. Open the door, get on the floor. I'm going to tell you about a Twitter war.
AEW wrestlers don't have health care, but that doesn't mean that Brandy Rhodes doesn't care about their welfare.
This is the news.
So, WWE's financials, they're out. They've just come out within the past, 10 minutes or so. We've hopped right in here with a breakdown of all the key facts and figures. I'm actually crying to the point where my contact lenses might pop out. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Anyway, I've got the key figures. Obviously, more on this will come out throughout the day. They've got an investors call in a couple of hours' time. That'll have all Vince McMahon and George Barrios's usual array of wacky excuses. But these financials, they're not good.
No.
Not good. So revenue is down 4.5% compared to the same quarter last year. Operating income down. It's declined from 21.2 million last year to 17.1 million this year. Paid network subscribers down again on the same period last year. We're at 1.69 million this time around. They were at 1.8 million last time, Q2 2018. This is the first year-on-year decline in paid network subscribers for a single quarter in the service's history.
Which would make sense why they were trying to force people to come back on the network by offering discounted versions.
A few weeks ago, yeah. On top of this, we got 14% decline in Raw's viewership, an 11% decline in SmackDown's viewership, and live event attendances are down 2%. One would think that that average attendance would be down even more if WrestleMania hadn't taken place.
Yeah, exactly.
This thing, which had a reported 83,000 people in the building. So overall not good, but the usual caveats apply here. Of course, WWE have this massive TV deal kicking in October. That means that any shortcomings in revenue, profit, OI, BDA, whatever metric they use will be wiped away. It'll be blown away. It'll be a very successful financial year by the end of it. They also have Saudi Arabian money flooding in. So it's interesting to think about, because if you detract the 30 to 60 million estimated that they earned in this quarter, the figures would be even worse. But yeah, it's not a great place for a company of this size to be, and even though they're not exactly going out of business. No,
exactly. It's the age-old story of WWE is making money in spite of itself.
Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it?
It's astonishing, this, and hopefully this will be the final red flag where they go, okay, yes, we've got this Saudi Arabian money coming in, yes, we've got these big TV deals, although the people are slightly concerned that maybe if they don't book their ideas up, that those are TV deals, as much as they are, what, 5 years, I think, both of them?
Yeah.
As much as they are, long term, that could change if the company suddenly go, hang on, you promised X amount of viewers and we're really not getting anywhere near that. And we've talked in the past about declining house show attendances, declining pay-per-view, buy rates and what have you. It's worrying. All of this is really worrying if you're a WWE fan.
It is. It is. Like, the company have kind of perfected this system whereby they can pretty much just, they're almost too big to fail, in that for so long they've not had any real competition. Obviously that's changed a little bit this year. But the financial systems in the company are so damn robust that they just seem to dominate balance sheets all the time, despite like incremental losses like the ones we've just described. It'll be really interesting to see what kind of waffle the executives come out with later in the day. But again, this will have turned around by the end of the year, and they should be in a slightly healthier place. But they obviously can't just keep hemorrhaging money.
Yeah, get your WWE excuses bingo cards out now for lead writers being sacked, the future TV deal, the success of injured wrestlers, the success of WrestleMania and their shows in Saudi Arabia. They're all going to be out, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they really are.
But WWE need to keep an eye on this. And speaking of Saudi Arabia, chaos yet again when it comes to the Saudi Arabia show. So the next show is set to take place on November 1st, but that was, for a brief period, rescheduled to a different, undetermined date. But it's now being reported in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter. It's back to the old date, which is important because it has decimated WWE's plans across, well, basically Europe. Yeah. They had to rearrange its domestic TV schedule, cancel several UK dates, and cancel the entire tour of Italy. And not only that, but because the pay-per-view on November 1st will be on a Friday afternoon, they are going to be in a lot of trouble there because, of course, SmackDown will have moved to Friday night, and they're going to be doing a live SmackDown, supposedly, from the Prudential Center in Newark, which means they're either going to have to move that SmackDown or tape it in advance. Basically, the Saudi Arabia show has just changed absolutely everything. They take priority over, well, arguably, understandably, for the amount of money they're chucking around, but take priority over absolutely everything here.
It just sounds like an administrative nightmare. Why can't they set a date and stick to it instead of switching all these other things around? When I get it, the Saudi Arabian show will earn more money than all these other ones, and it should probably be, from a businessman's perspective, considered more important despite the controversy. Yeah. I'm not saying that. That's just from someone else's perspective.
Yeah, they prioritise it.
Yeah, but it's a shambles, and you know, this is the biggest promotion in the game. This is a billion-dollar company ran by the craziest billionaire in the world. Get your crap together! It's embarrassing. Stop doing this.
Madness, and it's going to continue for the next, well, quite a few years.
It is indeed. But sounds like, on a more positive note, we've got some changes coming to the WWE Network. This was first reported by PW Insider the other day, suggesting that imminently WWE will be announcing some tweaks, maybe some new pricing tiers, maybe some new features, some overhauls and so forth. Well, WWE have since sent out a bunch of emails to groups of different subscribers effectively confirming this, and they confirmed it again in today's earnings reports. So what we have at the moment, we know for a fact that they're going to change the look of the WWE Network. It's getting a new interface. It's going to look all shiny and sexy. Long overdue. They're also going to fix searching. Finally, they've had this platform.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, they've had this platform for 5.5 years. If you type in Gangrel, you get a video of Doink the Clown or something stupid. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Either way, I'm kind of excited to see what comes of it. Obviously, we've been talking about potential pricing tiers and like things like indie wrestling and all this other cool stuff on the network for years. It's never come to pass. Let's see. It's going to be rolled out over the next couple of weeks, so we'll find out very soon.
All in all, it's good news because I think we all love the WWE Network.
It's the best service ever.
The only issue is they need to bring back Swerved, of course, and yeah, accessing it. I mean, I do it all the time for in this office. I go, oh, I better check what happened at the 2000 Royal Rumble, for example. So I type 2000 Royal Rumble and it goes, do you want to watch something from the 2013 Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
No!
Oh, you idiot.
How have you got this wrong?
How about Harley Race versus Fritz Von Erich?
Right. Let's move on because I'm pleased to announce that shoot season is still officially open. And it's going on between two people you wouldn't really expect, Alundra Blaze and Lacey Evans. This has been going on for the last few days, but I'm just giving you sort of latest updates here. So someone tweeted Lacey Evans a couple of days ago saying, I wouldn't mind seeing you and at Medusa Rocks, which is of course Alundra Blaze's Twitter handle, having a brief stare down, of course, because Alundra Blaze appeared and did that weird sort of trash talky bit as she was choking out someone.
Woman like you.
And then was going to put the belt on your beard. She was going to put a belt on your beard. Yeah, put a belt on your beard. Anyway, Lacey Evans replied to that tweet saying she wouldn't be able to handle it, just like she couldn't handle holding the 24/7 title. She also then tweeted, legends equals yesterday's nasties, to which Alundra Blaze quote tweeted and responded, you'll be lucky to be considered a legend. You failed in the military, you live in a portable trailer, drag your kid and your husband around. She said her husband looked at her, gave me a compliment and said, honey, maybe you could be more like Alundra, you are yesterday's regurgitated garbage. And then she shot on Lacey Evans again, because Lacey Evans tweeted a photo of her in a big hat or something, saying, too bad there's nothing to set that pretty little hat on but a hot air balloon. And those fake ass pearls, geez, and slagged her off a little bit more, to which Lacey Evans responded with, I never watch wrestling, don't care what you've accomplished, barely know who you are, but I've got 2 words for you, and a picture of Lacey Evans when she was in the army, doing the crotch chop, telling her to suck it, to which Medusa, Alundra Blaze, replied, when their comebacks have nothing else relevant to say, the week collapse and start making disgusting extracurricular sexual remarks. Pick a side here, because I think this is going to lead to Survivor Series, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, to what end are they doing this? Because Alundra Blaze was in the Evolution's Women's Battle Royal, but she's also 55 years old and coming off a hip replacement, so they're probably not going to have a proper match.
And Lacey Evans can't wrestle.
Yeah, so that's not going to end well.
No.
Either way, it's bags of fun. I love seeing people just losing their minds on Twitter, to be honest.
This is a better Twitter bout than Seth will, possibly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely work, ladies.
Keep it going, please, for the love of God. Shoots these never die. Shall we move on?
Yes.
Shall we talk a little bit about AEW right quick? Obviously, they had their big TV. It was announced yesterday. Wednesday nights, October. Good. Can't wait for that. It's going to be very good fun. They've been doing kind of like a press tour, and like they were at the TV Critics Association press tour yesterday. Brandy Rhodes had a few interesting things to say. And this comes from, transcribed by Megan O'Keefe on Twitter here. She says, Brandy Rhodes says that because AEW is only doing one show per week, the wrestlers won't be driving themselves on the road, putting injured bodies in the ring. She says well-being is very important, and then she adds that Kia Stevens, Awesome Kong, is important, is happy and heard. So the key point there seems to be wrestlers not having to drive themselves from show to show, which
I don't know who that could be aimed at.
Yeah, seems like a strange move to me.
It's obviously the right decision. The only thing is, of course, it's all well and good saying that when you have the financials to back it up, but unless you're a part of AEW, it's kind of a necessity as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Do you think WWE may change their policy if this starts becoming more
like I think it's absolutely ridiculous that WWE wrestlers have to transport themselves to shows and so forth. It's mental. I mean, it was one of the big...
Imagine that, driving to a show and being driven past by a WWE truck with your face on it.
It's ridiculous, right? Like, I mean, if your employer sent you on, say, like a training course to like somewhere 100 miles away, should you have to pay for the fuel for that? It's mental. Absolutely insane that they keep forcing the wrestlers to go through this, potentially spending tens of thousands of dollars every year.
When they're beaten up as well.
When they're beaten up and when they're working 6 nights a week or whatever. It's really draconian, it's stuck in the past. Good for AEW on addressing it. Healthcare would be nice, but you know, this is a good step.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction. Right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE if you want to send them to us. Sharon Lotter starts us off. She says, if The Undertaker is ever going to retire, brackets not likely, do you think he should retire at Survivor Series 2020 celebrating 30 years? And who should his opponent be? My guess is not Baron Corbin, maybe Demon Finn or The Fiend.
It's the immortal question, this, isn't it? The temptation with this is to always go for a supernatural character. We've talked about Finn, we've talked about Bray, we've talked about Aleister Black, all kinds of other people. For me, it's just got to be a young, strong, dynamic and smart wrestler who can work around his weaknesses. I thought Drew McIntyre did a tremendous job of that on the recent pay-per-view. And I thought Roman Reigns actually was brilliant in that match as well, even though The Undertaker and Roman's last WrestleMania match was appalling. Drew, why not?
Yeah, I would have said, I should have retired ages ago until I saw that tag match at Extreme.
It was
which
great.
We absolutely loved. I think there's enough smoke and mirrors there to carry on for a bit longer, maybe till Survivor Series 2020. Personally, we did a roundtable with myself and the Dudley Boys around a while back talking about booking Bray Wyatt all the way to WrestleMania 36, and we ended with him defeating The Undertaker quickly at WrestleMania 36 and finally just letting that be it. Because as much as you can say, maybe do 30 years just to Survivor Series, that is then dangerously close to then saying, yeah, but what about one more Saudi Arabia show? And then actually, we're pretty close to WrestleMania at that point. You're getting into the deep water there. So I think just pick a date and stick to it.
Yeah,
please. But yeah, hopefully he can continue because he's been doing really well recently. Bryant Nungaray gives us our second question today, saying, should the women's tag team division extend to NXT and NXT UK? Both those shows have a few female duos that would make for interesting contenders for the Iconics.
Well, that was always the suggestion when Sasha and Bayley took hold of the belts, that they'd be going to NXT and maybe NXT UK and defending against developmental teams. Yeah, I think it's a really good idea because it would give the Iconics something to do. They barely make TV at the moment. They start programs and then are forgotten about, and it's really weird. And I'd like to see them do more stuff. Yes.
Yes. Even though the Iconics are still champs, baby. Silverblade with our final question today, saying, what surprise appearances or title changes would you love to see on SmackDown's debut on Fox to combat AEW's TV premiere? I personally, this is a booking way to do it, would love to see Undisputed Era debut and Adam Cole shock Kofi and steal the belt.
Belt? That would be a really good thing. I think we're all sitting there in the building on the Raw after Mania waiting for them to show up and cause chaos, and it didn't happen. Yeah, I think it's got to be a big title change. I think it's got to be a crowd-pleasing one. So maybe taking the belt off Kofi. I don't know if people will be sick of Kofi's reign by then. There's every possibility, but I think it's been brilliant. The obvious one that stands out to me is putting the Universal title somehow on someone who isn't Brock Lesnar, seeing as there's this weird meta heat for Brock these days. So yeah, take it off him, put it on. I mean, Steph didn't do too well as a champion previously. Steph the chef.
Braun.
Braun, yeah.
I think that if you're going for a title change, I'm going to say who everyone wants to see show up. You have to move heaven and earth to get The Rock on that show. I don't care if he just shows up and lifts an eyebrow. He is the man who will move that needle and get people to go, we have to watch just in case.
I'm with that.
Right, let's move on to today's and finally, and a shout out to your friend and mine, Drake Maverick, who has been just working wonders on social media recently. I just want to show you this image that he released on Instagram the other day. He could be in quite a lot of trouble with his missus already, of course. I think she's been kidnapped by R-Truth after he saw the 24/7 title. Yeah, I think that's what he wins. So he obviously hasn't consummated his marriage yet. He's valuing the 24/7 title over that. And he's tweeted this photo of himself and Carmella with the Brazzers symbol. Someone is going to be even more in the doghouse when his wife eventually comes home.
Gonna get his ass kicked by Cody Graves, isn't he?
Oh, dearie
I
me.
think Carmella might kick his ass, to be fair.
Yeah, inappropriate. Inappropriate.
Still
Sorry, mate. It's not been a good few months, really.
He's having a rough one.
Apart from the marriage part, hopefully. Yeah. Congratulations.
Even that was ruined by bloody R-Truth. Love it.
Anyway, let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts on the future of WWE and the money in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can send us Twitter questions at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there. You can follow both of us. You can follow him at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Helmsley.
You can follow me at Adam Wilborn. You can follow us all at WhatCultureWWE. And make sure you subscribe to What Culture SC on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. My thanks to Andy Murray. Thank you for watching. We will see you soon.